Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to Bariatric Living 101. I'm Lisa, and today I'm actually going to be making a Carnivore Philly Cheesesteak Pizza. Actually, it's probably more ketovore because I'm adding onion and green pepper. But other than the onion and green pepper, this is carnivore. So you can do what you like, leave it on, leave it off, as far as the vegetables. But anyway, so to get started though, I'm going to go ahead and make my cheese sauce. I'm making, because you know how on normal pizza you have your marinara sauce? Well, due to this being a Philly cheesesteak pizza, I am making a cheese sauce. And then later I'll also be adding some provolone cheese on top. And I'm hoping this is going to be so good. I've never made it before. I have made like a pepperoni pizza using chicken as my crust. But today I will be using beef, ground 100% grass-fed ground beef as my crust. So we are going to see how this turns out together. So to get started though, I'm going to get started on my cheese sauce. I'm adding a lot of different cheeses, but I want this cheese sauce to be a little on the thick side because it's going to go down on top of my pizza. So let's get started on that. So to get started, I am adding 16 ounces of cottage cheese, and it will get blended up. So put that in my food processor here. I'm going to blend everything up in my food processor, and then we will put it on the stove and let it heat up and thicken up. So I have that. Then I'm going to do 4 ounces of cream cheese. And then I'm going to add in a cup of mozzarella cheese, shredded mozzarella. I'm adding in half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Before I add my liquids, I'm going to go ahead and put in my spices. So I'm going to do some salt, which I don't probably need a whole lot of salt because I have so much Parmesan in there. Parmesan's naturally salty. Some pepper. And then, as I cook it, I will taste and season as I need. Garlic powder. And then I have melted down 2 tablespoons of butter. That's going to go in there. And I am going to put in a half a cup of heavy cream. You could use regular milk, but like I said, I'm trying to make this a thicker sauce, so that's why I'm using cream. All right, now we're going to go over here to my food Ninja to get this all blended up. I moved y'all over here so you can see things better. Oh wow, that is thick. I think I did my job in wanting this really thick. So I am going to go ahead and put it in a pot on my stove because I want to make sure all the cheeses get, melted down together. This is some thick sauce right here. That's what I wanted, really. Okay, now I'm going to turn on my stove. Got it on about medium heat. Oh yeah. It's melting down wonderfully. Okay, so I wanted to get this cheese sauce done ahead of time so I can make sure it came to the right consistency before I started on my pizza later. But we will do a quick taste test of the cheese sauce part. That way I know if it's good, if it's not, if I need to put some more seasoning in it. Oh my God, that's good. That is real good. It's not hot yet, but that's okay because I mean everything's melted together. And it'll melt more in the oven later after I have it on the pizza anyway. So I just basically wanted to get it all melded together, melted together, and see how it was consistency wise. I actually really like it. Oh my God, that's good. Okay, well, that's it for the cheese sauce part. And I will be back in a little while when we make the crust and put it all together and put it in the oven and have a little taste test of that later. So I will see you in a bit. Okay, everybody, welcome back. I am getting ready to do some more with this Philly cheesesteak pizza that I am doing. So I already made my sauce earlier. So now I'm about to saute up. I have got this Gary's quick steak beef, and it I buy this at Sam's Club. It comes frozen in a slab like this. There's like 3 of them in a box. So I am going to be cooking this up on the stove. It has its own seasoning packet, and so this will be a great topping on top of my pizza. So let's get started cooking this up. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is drizzle some olive oil into my skillet. And turn on my stove. Get that to heat up a little bit, and then I will add this slab of beef into it. You cook it up while it's frozen, and then as it cooks up, it gets into these little teeny tiny pieces of thin slices of beef. It's really, it says in the box that it has nine servings, and that's just because if you can see, I don't know if you can see on camera, but these slabs, oh, you probably see better on this side, has like perforations, right? One right there and one right here. So this is like 3 servings. This is a serving, that's a serving. So this would make 3 Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. So since it comes with 3 of these slabs in a box, it's 9 servings. And again, you get that at Sam's Club. And the frozen, where the frozen meat is, where they keep the burgers and the chicken and all that that's frozen, that's where you'll find it. And I usually sprinkle this on after it has cooked up a little bit, and then I'll put this on. So I'm going to go ahead and cover it up and let it do its thing for a few minutes, and we will be right back. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to turn this beef over. You can see how it has cooked on the other side. And now I'm going to add in this packet of seasoning. And now I'm just going to see how it just falls apart. And it's not even all the way cooked yet. So, yeah. So, alright, so I'm just going to let it keep cooking and do its thing, and I'll be back when it's done. Alright, so this is what your Gary's beef will look like all after it's been all cooked up. It's already pre-shredded for you. That's how it cooks up. So now we're going to set this off to the side, and I will get to making my beef crust for this carnivore pizza. Okay, so I'm getting ready to work on my crust, which is an all beef crust. I am going to be using, I already opened it up, so it's 100%, I don't want it dripping. It's 100% ground, grass-fed, all ground beef. But you don't have to use grass-fed. You just buy ground beef. I just bought it at Aldi's because it's cheaper at Aldi's. So anyway, right now I need to grind up a cup's worth of pork rinds. So I want to kind of guesstimate how much as far as weighing it on the scale. Last time I did this, I guesstimated pretty darn accurately. I'm going to do about 2 ounces on the scale and see how that comes out. Well, I think I did pretty good. Because here's the cups right here on my picture thing. And it's down here at 1 cup. So 2 ounces on the scale of pork rinds is 1 cup. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in my ground beef. Oh, it's still a little frozen in the middle. Oh, did not know that. Not too bad though. He'll get blended in. Last time I did this was with ground chicken, and it turned out really good with ground chicken. We're hoping for the best with this ground beef. So I didn't want the Italian seasonings in this one because it's ground beef and I'm doing a Philly cheesesteak theme. So I am going to be adding in more of a beefy type seasoning. It's from this it's from this company called Arizona Dreaming, but this is more of a, I want to say like a taco-y type seasoning. So that's what I'm going to go with. But first, let me add in an egg. And I got some cream cheese spread from Aldi's, and it takes 3 tablespoons of this. Ooh. Thought something was about to fall to the floor. All right. And it will take a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, the grated Parmesan cheese. And then for the seasonings, I'm just going to do some salt, some pepper, and some of this taco type seasoning that I have. The thing also about this seasoning is it is salt free. All right, now I'm going to blend this up. And voila, that's what we're going for. Get it to ball up like that. Get it all nice and blended. That's one way you don't have to do it with your hands. You need a big pizza pan. I got a really, really big one. And you'll want to put parchment paper on top. I can't remember what temperature I put my oven at the last time I made this, but I'm going to guesstimate 400 degrees. I'm going to set mine though at 375 because that's about 400 degrees for my oven. I'm going to put 2 sheets on this pan because I really don't want trying to prevent my pan from getting too dirty. Plus the grease will absorb into the parchment paper. I'm going to go get some gloves to wear before I do this. I just happen to have some gloves. I used to be a caregiver for my dad, so we have a lot of leftover gloves. So I use them when I have to handle raw meat sometimes. Now, trying to get this thing out without getting cut. Have to be careful because I'm on blood thinners, so I gotta be very careful around blades. I feel like I'm smelling coffee. Nope, I'm smelling my pork rinds. It's in my beef. I have like a smoky type pork rinds. Actually, that'd be really good in this, huh? Kept thinking, I'm smelling something. It almost smelled like coffee. So you just want to ball it up like this, and then you're going to put it down on parchment. Anyway, you just keep pushing this down till you form a circle, or whatever shape you want your pizza to be. But you want it thin enough, like a pizza crust. I'm having a hard time seeing the perimeters of my pan with all this parchment paper. You gotta have patience for this part. It takes a few minutes. See, I still got a lot of meat right here in the middle that needs to be pushed out to the sides here. The size gloves doesn't fit me anymore since I've lost weight. They want to slide right off my hands. This pan that I have is kind of it's like I think it's a 16-inch pan, round pizza pan. It's one of the bigger ones. And I almost have it filled up. I don't want it all the way filled because I know beef can tend to let out a lot of grease. So I don't really want it all the way to the edge. But I also know beef shrinks up quite a bit too, so. You don't want your crust to be too thick. You want it to be like actual pizza crust. Unless you like your pizza crust real thick. Alright, I think I about have it now. Every time I think I have it, I still feel a little bit of lumped up meat in the middle. Not too bad though. Alrighty. And there we have it. There's our pizza crust. We're going to go ahead and bake this in the oven at 400 degrees until until it's golden brown. It'll be going back in the oven with your toppings later, but it's not going to be in there long. So you want to get the actual cooking of the meat done first, then you do your toppings. So I'm going to put this in my oven and I will be back to show you what it looks like after. Okay, so while that crust is in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my vegetables, my onion and green peppers. I'm not actually chopping, I'm slicing. I like it when my vegetables are a little bit bigger on my pizza versus little teeny tiny pieces. Oh, and just so you know, I looked up how other people make their crust, because I forgot to write down what temperature I cooked my crust in last time. So I looked it up, and it seems like everybody's cooking theirs more at 425. So my oven's set at 400 now, because that's my 425. And then and you cook them for about 30 minutes until the edges are golden brown. But with ground beef, I'm not sure if that applies, because I've been noticing it cooks up a little bit faster. So I'm keeping an eye on it. Smells good though. Wish there was smell-o-vision. Actually, this is a lot of onion. I don't know if all this onion's going on the pizza. I'll figure it out as I make it. That's a new way I've learned how to cut green pepper from the bottom, and you just slice it down each one of those, the seams. That's the only word I can come up with, for lack of a better word. Anyway, and then you just peel it back. Not sure if I just need one green pepper or two. I think I'm going to do these as big dices. Might be what I end up doing with the onions too. I think I might dice up my other one. Starting to feel a little anxious about this crust. Thinking about taking it out. Yeah. Look at that. You guys can't see that, can you? Look at that crust. Isn't it pretty? It's golden brown around the edges. So I'm going to leave my oven on, because I might drain some of that grease off, actually. So yeah, it just brings some of that grease off. So I'm going to finish chopping up my vegetables. Sorry, 423. I'm expecting them at 5. once I get all these toppings on and put it back in the oven, I'll be done. I gotta leave about a quarter of the pizza without vegetables on it for my sister-in-law. Okay, so we're going to get finished up here. I got a call from my brother. They're on their way already. They're going to be here a little early. So I am going to go ahead and put my sauce on. I had refrigerated it, so now it's kind of looks goopy, but it's going to thin out as you put it on hot meat, and the fact that it will be in the oven. All right. Kind of like, you know, pizza sauce, you don't want to put too much on, but you want enough so you can taste it, right? But I have a feeling I just put too much on. I'm putting some other cheeses on it too, so I want to take some of this off actually. Much easier to spread when you have an offset spatula. Still a lot of sauce, but it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put my provolone slices on next. I want this to taste like Philly cheesesteak. Looks like it only requires about 4 slices. There we go. Then I'm going to put on my onion and green peppers. And I know I have too much. I'll just bag up the rest. And apparently I talked to my brother and I do not need to keep the vegetables off my sister-in-law's side. She'll eat the onion and green pepper. So. Onion. There we go. And then I'm going to top it off with some mozzarella cheese. And voila! Now we're going to put it in the oven and we'll see how it is after it's done baking. Okay, so I forgot before I put this in the oven that I needed to add this Gary's beef to the top. Now, in the oven it goes. Look at that. That looks so good. Cannot wait to try it. Okay. I'm not going to do a taste test right now because I have my brother and my sister-in-law over and we are all going to taste it together. So I will let you know how it is though. I will see you in a little bit. Okay, I am back with my family and taste testing this pizza and everybody is in love with it. So it tastes like a Philly cheesesteak. You guys want to be on video?
That's amazing.
Hold on. Angie wants to be on video.
It's amazing. 4 thumbs up if I had 4.
So, yes, it's actually really, really good. And hope you guys make it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.